Hey everybody! Alright, how we doing out there in Skirtville? Thanks for checking in with Entertournament of Champions podcast. This is Jeff over here. Hey, that's me, alright. And I'm joined by JD. And...
Hey, Jeffy.
Hey, alright, that's my thing. And
then
we're joined by Kyle.
Yeah, Jeff, Kyle. So nice to be here with you guys. Yeah, I said my name. I don't care.
All of us
Jeff JD.
have annoying the entire show. That's our April Fool's thing. Is totally serious, like, all right, what's your number 10? Coming at number 10.
Oh, Jesus.
we could do that. We could do
cool.
that.
So
how are we going to stick to only one
I
annoying
could not
voice
maintain
each,
that. I can't even get people's names right when I'm doing impressions, so I could not keep that.
Hello, Governor. I'm Hugh Grant. Or whatever.
I would sound Australian by the end of that podcast.
Good day.
It just naturally went into an Australian accent. He was talking like Hugh,
Hugh Hefner?
Wolverine at the end there. Yeah, Hugh Hefner. Yeah, the famous Australian Hugh Hefner. Yeah.
Different down under.
Sometimes I just like to see ladies down unders and take pictures.
Yeah, I mean, you made a living out of it.
He did. Good for him, though.
Yeah, no, good for him.
No, yeah, you know what? Good for you, I guess.
Good for you.
Or whatever, in the 18 Girlfriends thing, whatever that's about. So, if you guys listened last week, you know that we revealed our top 10 1987 movies, traveled back 30 years all the way to get these goddamn titles. And so what we did is we compiled those like we do in this show. If you listen to the show, you know. But we put them in a 16-seated bracket that complements all of our top 10 lists, all three of our top 10 lists. And today we're just going to debate them out. We're going to hash them out, if you will. So the first matchup. Hold on, I didn't have the thing up to look at the order. The first matchup is number 16 seed Wall Street, the original, not the one with Shia LaBeouf, versus number 1 seed. The Unstoppable, I think. I don't know. We'll see. Full Metal Jacket. So starting us off in this matchup is Kyle.
How appropriate. This one just isn't going to be hard for anyone, I think.
So, no, it's not.
I'm just going to say Full Metal Jacket, and, because I'm going to have to probably say a lot about that one later. I'm not going to say too much more than that. And I've never seen that fucking other movie. I had homework to do, and I wasn't going to fucking do that one. I don't know.
That's funny that you're just like, you know what? It's on there. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't give a shit. It's not going to win. It was never going to go past this round. There was no homework to be done.
That's so true. Nothing really to speak to on that one. Who's next? Oh, I'm next. Shit, I'm not even paying attention. Yeah, I'm a Kubrick, what's the groupie? Is that the word?
Huh.
I mean, I don't have sex with his corpse or anything, but, if he were alive...
I don't know. I think you would if someone
I would
was
probably
just
do
like, hey,
sexual favors for him.
It would bring him back from the dead if you just jerked off his dead body a little bit.
Just a little bit. Just a little tug-tug.
Just a little bit. Yeah. You'd be like, yeah, where's his body? Yeah. Okay. You're already doing it. You're like, I'm already there.
Already there, guys. That's where I'm Skyping from. Illusion breaking. We're on Skype right now. So, Full Metal Jacket. I mean, I don't really have a whole lot to say this early. I'm gonna blow my entire monologue on Full Metal Jacket in the first round. No, I'm voting for Full Metal Jacket. I did see Wall Street just because if it's in the bracket, I feel like I'm obligated to see it, even if I'm like, it's not gonna win. I don't care. It's something in me.
You're a better man than me, Jeff. Whatever.
You're smarter though. So Wall Street, not that it's bad. It's not a bad movie at all. It's super talky, and there's some tension there. It's pretty good.
People love that movie.
Yeah.
It made the list.
Great. He's great. It's a great character. Great 80s character. The caricature of success in the 80s, basically. So it's it's worth seeing because it's like a quintessential 80s movie. But beyond that, it doesn't hold up to any of these movies. Maybe Hellraiser, but it doesn't hold up to any of these movies.
It holds up directly to Hellraiser.
In terms of like entertainment or watchability and stuff. So JD, not that your vote matters, even in any other circumstance. Like politically speaking, but
politically speaking, it definitely matters. Come on,
it matters. My
definitely
one vote.
Matters.
If I had just one vote
Yeah.
It would have been a loser. I would have
Who's
been a
bad?
loser. So,
Inez.
would you have gone... I assume you would have gone Full Metal Jacket because that's FMJ's life.
Yeah, I took the Kyle approach to homework with this movie. I had no need to watch that at all. I had recently seen it, though, so it wasn't like it was something I've missed entirely. But it'd be Full Metal Jacket.
Oh, okay, well, that's easy enough. FMJ moves on. FMJ.
There you go.
FMJ, that's all the way.
Full Metal Jacket, I believe it's pronounced.
It's
Subject.
Subject. The next round is number 9 seed. Ooh, this is interesting. Number 9 seed, Evil Dead Dos. I believe they went to Mexico in this one, much like Heroes Season 2, everybody's favorite version of Heroes.
That is my favorite.
That is.
No, it's
I love when Siler
I
doesn't
don't
have
wanna be on-
powers. It's amazing.
Yeah, right. Nor Peter. Neither one had powers in that season. It didn't matter. I do not want to be on record saying that I like that season. It was fucking
I'm just kidding.
a train
Yeah,
wreck,
it's
so.
fucking terrible. Even for 11
Terrible.
episodes, I'm like, kill me.
Terrible.
Yeah, it was still short, and I was just like, too long.
Because of the
Too
writer's
long
strike,
still.
yeah.
Yeah, it was too long.
Awful.
But it's
awful.
Evil Dead 2 versus number 8 seed, The Untouchables. Brian De Palma's The Untouchables.
Oh, gross. Why would you do this to me?
You're not a fan of this one already.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of this fight.
JD is first. Have fun.
Shit.
Shit.
Did you actually watch Evil Dead?
I didn't get a chance to watch Evil Dead 2, actually.
Yeah, but how do you even,
So, I mean, I got to go with Untouchables. I mean, I probably would have gone that way anyway because it's more my style of a movie, and it was on my list. Didn't get to watch Untouchables again either. I was really sad about that. I didn't get to squeeze that in there. I wish I had,
Sad.
but I wish I had squeezed it. Yeah, I have to go Untouchables just because that's it's a fucking classic film, man. Love that one.
Yeah.
So y'all duke it out.
All right,
Figure
fine.
this shit
Kyle,
out.
you're... Oh, God damn it. Kyle's going to split the vote. Kyle, you're next.
Yeah, I'm totally going to split the vote. It was always the plan. The moment he said Untouchables, I'm fucking splitting this vote. I'm going to be very transparent. Untouchables ranked higher on my list. I'm going Evil Dead. Evil Dead is, and I'm going to go ahead and say my spiel just in case it dies right here. Evil Dead 2 is like the most boldest like case of a director going, yeah, I can do the first movie better again. And then doing it and it being way better and everyone just being completely okay with it. Like, no one was like, hey, this is the same movie! Because it fucking is. It's the same exact movie. Almost beat for beat.
Yeah,
It's just fucking... there's a severed hand that's sentient, and that's the only difference. You know?
Yeah.
And that is no hate on the movie. I think that's fucking brilliant because he's just like, that's so Sam Raimi. He's just like, I'm gonna pull the wool over all of your eyes, and you're just gonna fucking accept it because I am who I am. And a very rock star of him. I really like this movie, man. Super gory, super over the top, very ridiculous, like quotable to the nth degree. And Ash is one of the all-time greats.
He
One
is.
of the all-time
Iconic.
characters.
He's
He's iconic.
He's still on our television, too. He's
he's
still a joy
he's-
to watch.
He's still doing it, and it's as enjoyable as ever. So, yeah. Evil
I
Dead
love
2.
the recurring characters that were... Not recurring, but like the new characters that we're seeing in that show. Yeah. They're just as great as he is. Like, they have their own characteristics and quirks and shit. It's a great show. People need to watch that show.
People need to watch that show. Yeah.
JD.
That's
So,
one of my Paul?
Hey, when I went to a not a pirated website place to not legally download this movie,
To not
thing,
legally download it?
Very, hey,
to
Very
not
well
legally
navigated, do that.
download, yeah, whatever.
There you go.
When I went there and searched for Evil Dead 2, it was like 5 fucking pages of the show, and by the time I got to the 5th page and didn't get the movie, I was like, all right, I'm done.
oh
So
my
I
God.
tried, minimally, but I tried.
I tried to rewatch Princess Bride and talk about a show that's like not fucking available anywhere. So
Oh, I thought it was on Netflix, man.
was it?
It left there.
Oh,
Oh, I was
very
going to say
recently.
I was like,
It was on there for a long time, yeah.
yeah,
I'm pretty sure
I
I
watched
checked
it
it.
not too long ago. So okay, glad I got that rewatch in. Then fuck you, Netflix.
Oh, by the way,
Right.
I'm get your 30 Rock rewatch in because that's about to fuck off. So,
Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
In a week or so. Or 2
Ugh.
weeks,
Damn.
whatever.
bro,
Too short a time frame.
can't
Yo,
watch-
Miss Lemon.
I'm
can't watch the whole
fucking
season of that.
I'm fucking next on this, and I don't fucking want to be, and I'm just gonna keep saying the word fucking fuck. You know what? Here's me right now. Just kidding. I don't know why.
However low we were on
Beautiful.
the podcast list in terms of rankings, we're plummeting.
What is this one? What the fuck is that? What is that? Okay, hold on. What's this one? Oh, okay, the Wilhelm.
Oh, yeah, that's a classic Scream. I forget what that Scream's called.
It just says ham.
Ham?
This is
Ham.
the stupidest app I've ever.
I hate
Okay, sorry, I'm totally going off course here. Sorry, I hadn't fully explored that app, and I thought it was suitable to do it on the air because that's what we do here. We're like one of those burpy farty radio shows. Yeah, fart and burp in the morning. So I'm gonna go with the Untouchables on this one. This is actually harder than I thought it would be because they're both extremely watchable. But Untouchables is goddamn legendary, and not that Evil Dead 2 isn't. It's actually it's a high point for the genre, especially because it's a blend of both horror and comedy.
Well,
and,
it's like what Cabin in the Woods did 20
Yeah.
years later, and everyone was like, this is brand new. And I'm like, no, this is Evil Dead.
it fucking is, man. It's totally
let's
Evil
pump the
Dead.
brakes a little bit here.
Yeah.
It's really good, and I like Cabin in the Woods quite a lot, but like, you know,
me too.
It's just revisiting something that Sam Raimi started all those years ago, you know?
Yeah, so he kind of started that trend, of course. But even so, like, Untouchables just has, like, I mean, some of the best filmmaking you'll ever see. This is, like, it's sure, it appeals to film snobs. It does. It totally does.
It does, yeah.
But seriously, there's that scene in the goddamn, the subway station, or whatever you want to call it, Central Station, or whatever, where it's just, like, a slow-mo shootout, and it's just... I'm like on the edge of my seat, even though it's like filmed. It's obviously an '80s movie, like you can tell by the way it's filmed and stuff, and how the dialogue feels a little dated at times. But man, that Central Station scene is amazing, and then the ending with the final confrontation between Kevin Costner's character and the guy that ended up, spoilers, killing Sean Connery.
I said,
Yeah, right? You just said fuck it, threw him off the roof. That was amazing. Oh my god.
well, that part too, but like when
Oh,
Sean
but when Connery
died,
got
I was like,
yeah.
oh.
That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
shocking, right? Yeah, I remember my first time watching it going, no, they didn't. They
By the way,
didn't do that.
not to brush off Untouchables for the listeners, I just saw this movie 24 hours ago, and I pretty much knew it was going to win. I'm just saving what I got to say for this movie for later.
Oh, okay, nice.
It's very because I had not seen it at the time of the last podcast, so this is not a blow-off movie for me.
Oh, okay. I hear you. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was.
Well, it was for the
I'm all
listeners.
about Evil Dead 2 and fuck
It wasn't
Untouchables. Untouchables moves on for the quarterfinal matchup against Full Metal Jacket. I don't want to talk about it. And so the next matchup is a number 13 seed.
What? Is that really the next one?
Yes, that's the quarterfinal. Oh my god. So the next matchup is number 13 seed La 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 Bamba versus wait, hold on. I feel like there should be kalimba in there. Or whatever. Anyway, versus number 4 seed Princess Bride. There's some like, I don't know, Hispanic or Spanish influence in Princess Bride, right? With Inigo Montoya.
Inigo Montoya.
You killed my father.
Are you really trying to find similarities between La Bamba?
There's some similarities, I guess.
The very similar movies La Bamba and Princess Bride. Wow, Jeff, these
witty
movies are
dialogue.
so similar. I don't know where to go on this one.
I'm first on this one, and I'm gonna go with I can't help. I'm gonna have to go with Princess Bride. Like it's an hour and a half of just some of the most goddamn clever dialogue for its time. Period. Like bar none. In the 80s. Period. Like I honestly can't think of another 80s movie that had such like clever, funny, at times biting dialogue. It was just it's so great to watch that exchange and to watch it over and over again. It's great. As a kid, watched it a lot, and then there was like a whole gap of like 20 years I didn't see that shit once.
Yeah.
And then it came to Netflix and I saw it again and I was like, this movie's goddamn brilliant. It's still fucking brilliant. It's great. Great cast. I want Wallace Shawn in I want him to play me in a biopic. That's not true. Wallace Shawn. Anyway, that's not gonna work. Anyway, that's my vote is for Princess Bride, and I feel like I'll have to probably save some shit for it later on. We'll find out. But next up is JD. Yeah, JD.
Ooh. Yeah, I pretty much agree with everything you just said. I love La Bamba, but let's see. Yeah, I really enjoyed The Princess Bride, kind of like you as a kid, and I didn't really watch it that much in high school.
I didn't at all.
Like, not really at all. And
Those
what
were
actually
my Fight Club
spurred,
years.
yeah, right. What spurred my interest again was a couple of years ago in one of those like subscription boxes. I got a pack of Princess Bride playing cards, and I was like, "Holy shit!" Now I remember. I love everything about this movie, and went back and rewatched it and enjoyed the shit out of it. So, La Bamba, though, I mean that was one I watched a lot actually as a kid. I liked. Is it Richie Valens? It was really Richie Valenzuela, right? And they made him shorten his name because
it's more Hollywood, bro.
More Hollywood, brah. And that's a sad story. It's up there with
Super sad.
Selena for me. It's just that tragic, died too soon type thing. And I appreciate everything that movie told me about him and his life. But yeah, Princess Bride totally wins it. It's got everything.
It does.
Kids and adults alike can find enjoyment in that.
Maybe not the the iconic music that La Bamba has, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, but it's
Kyle, where would you have voted on this one?
It's really funny, JD, that you say that you watched La Bamba more, because that's definitely the case for me as well. Growing up, I watched La Bamba way more, where I think I've seen Princess Bride maybe once, but, like, that is a movie that no matter what, you'll always remember, like, the exchanges in that movie. It's like the dialogue. Even as a kid, like, you remember that, like, where... Absolutely, and the poison scene and all that stuff. Like it's so memorable. I've only seen it one time, and I know those scenes. Yeah, pop culture helps remind you quite a bit, about those scenes. But like, they're still imprinted, on us. Yeah, exactly, on us as well as.
Like you're not using it right. Yeah. You keep using this word. I do not think you know what it means.
Yeah, that's the meme, of course, that we always see nowadays.
Yeah. So
I love that the Mountain and the Viper is kind of like a modern take on the Inigo Montoya, "You killed my father, prepare to die."
A little bit, yeah.
Right.
It's just got that same tone to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's also Hispanic, so I mean, like.
I wasn't gonna go there, dude.
I
think you're just being racist.
Next thing you're gonna say, he's gonna bust out a guitar and start playing frickin' La Bamba. God.
No, that's just straight up. I mean, I'm just gonna kick you off the podcast for that.
No,
I'm just kidding. Fun fact, Manny Patinkin was born to a Jewish family. Pretty sure he's not even
never would have guessed it.
Yeah, you never would have guessed it at all based on how he looks.
No, not at all.
What are you trying to say?
Nothing. He doesn't look. Nothing. There is no Jewish look. It doesn't exist.
I'm literally saying I never would have.
What is happening right now?
It's certainly not Mandy Patinkin. When you think of Jewish people, you don't think of Mandy Patinkin. Anyway, I was just saying that because he's not Hispanic. That's all I was saying. Not to be like, oh, he's Jewish.
To get us back on rails, I guess I would have gone Princess Bride.
Anyway, I'm glad that Kyle. I think Kyle had, I don't think JD did. Had La Bamba on your list because I sat down and watched it, and it's a really enjoyable movie. And unfortunately, much like his life, he was 17 years old. Much like his life, it just kind of like he dies and it ends, and you're like, "Fuck."
Yeah.
His brother's screaming in a basketball out at the end, and you're like, "Oh, this is fucking horrible."
This is a goddamn nightmare.
Why did I watch that as a kid? What a fucking bummer movie.
I'm kind of wondering now. Yeah.
When I first watched it, I didn't know anything about him.
It was me neither. Yeah, me neither. But I grew up loving his music and stuff like that. Like you'd hear it like when you watch because I know one day I'll do this. Watch like little Kyle Neely VHS home videos.
Yeah.
From when I was a kid. I swear to God, Richie Valens is always in the background. Like you're hearing O'Donna or La Bamba or something.
Oh yeah.
Just like jamming out.
Awesome.
Me like shaking my diaper butt or whatever. It's
good music. Like it's not like. Me, I have like New Kids on the Block in the fucking background. I'm the fat kid from It. Who's jamming out to goddamn New Kids on the Block. That was me in my home videos. At least you're listening to iconic, revolutionary music and stuff.
I had hit mom, man.
Yeah, you did, for sure.
Almost hit, yeah.
Then you have the day the music died, and I didn't know. I'm going to be totally honest with everybody. I've, even as a musician, I've heard about that day in passing, the day the music died, which is what is referenced,
Crash.
like what they call the crash
American
that
Pie,
Reggie Valens was part of. Yeah, you hear it in passing in lyrics and stuff like that, but I didn't like until I was Wikipedia, surfing while I was watching the movie. Then I looked it up and I was like, holy shit, he was in a goddamn plane with Buddy Holly and like the dude who did Chantilly Lace and stuff.
Yeah.
Like all three of them in that goddamn plane just
all
died.
under 30 years old,
Jeez, yeah, they were all under 30. Like they had so much more to give. They're like I mean, obviously they have a legacy already that influenced so much music going forward, especially Richie Valens, because they didn't have that type of Spanish influenced blues sound at all. Like I honestly can't think of any. I mean, I think he was like the blueprint basically for that entire genre.
Yeah.
So yeah, people need to go watch that movie if they're not.
People need to watch that movie. Yeah, it's really it's leaving now, but it can enter your hearts today.
You know what? That was really sweet. I'm gonna give you a little short one. I'm gonna give you a high one. There you go. You're a high one. All right. All right. The next matchup is number 12 seed Lethal Weapon versus number 5 seed Platten. Is that movie about that old colonel? No, it's Platoon.
Dude,
it's the other Oliver Stone movie on this list. Wall Street being the other one. Platoon being much better. Not that Wall Street's bad. Platoon's just really good. So this matchup, Kyle starts this one.
Oh, God, I hope my boss is listening to this episode because he told me he hated Platoon today, and I was just like,
what?
What is that? What is that all about? Yeah, Platoon, and what was the other one? I went on my rant there.
Oh, Lethal Weapon.
Lethal Weapon. The thing about Lethal Weapon is I don't have a lot of love for that first Lethal Weapon.
Mm-hmm.
There are other ones in the series that I like more. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you can still hear like little bits of like Mel Gibson's like Aussie accent in the first movie.
Oh yeah, it had not
you're like, oh god, yeah, that's okay. You're talking okay, that's fine. Not so much in the other ones, but that was always funny or whatever. But it like kind of not. I don't want to say it like started the buddy cop genre or whatever, but it like defined it.
Yeah, it did.
Absolutely. Like we wouldn't have that. Now today if like it wasn't for the success of that. So like it's really important to movies and its genre and everything like that. But unfortunately, it's going against Platoon, which despite whatever the fuck my boss thinks, this movie's amazing. I really like this movie.
Hope he's listening.
I hope he's listening to this stupid podcast.
Fucking Kyle's boss.
Yeah, he's entitled to his opinion.
I'm like being really shitty to him, and he's like, you got your co-host, you didn't defend me, so I'm gonna have to let you go today.
I know, right? Yeah. Tell your friend he can go fuck himself. I gotta go Platoon, man. That movie is just like super fucking good. Like it's so good. And what a cast in that movie.
Oh yeah. It's top to bottom full of 80s movie stars that went on to become 90s TV stars.
Absolutely.
It's 100% true. I mean, you know what? Charlie Sheen, he did Hot Shots in Part 2, and so, I mean, he didn't have complete wastes of film in the next year. And he had that shitty one with, what's her
Major
name,
League
who played Buffy the Vampire
90s.
Slayer.
He was in fucking Ferris Bueller, you guys.
Wait, he was?
Oh my god, he was the drug addict.
He was the fucking drug addict at the cop station, yeah.
I don't fucking remember that at all.
That
Jennifer Grey's
Janie
like getting hit on
at the end. That his sister. Yeah.
Wow.
She's like making out with him and stuff.
Holy shit. Yes, I do remember now. Okay, thank you.
Very fortuitous casting, because I'm pretty sure that shit actually happened at some point in real life.
Probably. He was probably already there, and they were like, you know what? Let's just roll it.
Yeah. Oh, he was definitely on drugs. You can't fake that makeup. Like, he was like high as a fucking kite on that set. Like he had to have.
Dude.
I'm here, you guys. I just booted up a bunch of heroin. Get the fucking cameras off, man. I'm gonna fall asleep. If we
Look,
don't
man.
Get it going
Look,
now.
man. This is my apocalypse now. All right. I got to make sure I'm on all the drugs. I got a legacy to live up to.
Exactly.
I could be like, if I had somebody here that was like a huge supporter of Lethal Weapon, I could probably be swayed to vote for that one, considering how much of a foundation it laid for buddy cops and comedies and stuff. There's some great shit in that movie. There's some great lines. Shane Black wrote it, of course, so I mean, but it's still early Shane Black.
Shane Black in his, like this that's his wheelhouse. You know what I mean? Like crime genre.
This is early Shane Black, so not every line is like the nice guys or whatever, or it's just like super fucking smart and funny. But it's still, it's again laid the found. There would be no Nice Guys. There would be no 21 Jump Streets. I mean, obviously that was a TV show, but you know what I'm saying. Like they wouldn't feel inclined to do that shit. Beverly Hills Cop. Well, I mean that was before. God damn it! I'm ruining my argument.
Yeah, but that movie was definitely more about Eddie Murphy. You know what I mean?
It was, yeah.
It's not.
The second one came out this year.
He had buddies or whatever, but like it wasn't. I don't know.
Yeah, they were kind of, but nobody's going, oh, that famous comedy with Eddie Murphy and Judge Reinhold.
Yeah, I don't even remember that guy's name. That's how irrelevant that guy is.
I watched a movie at the Dallas International Film Festival, and he sat behind me and laughed the whole time. It was great.
Especially at his own parts. He's like,
no, he wasn't even in it. He was just there for a friend. He was friends with the director. I remember I saw his Twitter after the fact, and it was like, "Here supporting my friend watching Derp Doo." And
nice.
it was a funny movie. It was great. He's got a very distinct laugh. You can tell when he likes it. He's like, ha ha. He's like a stoner laugh.
Good for that guy.
Which fits because he got in trouble for that at Love Field or something. Man, he's a partier. That guy's a partier.
That guy.
I'm next on this one, and I'm gonna go ahead and go with Platoon as well. And I mean that moves it forward. I don't really have much more to add to it because it's going to be a rough round, a quarterfinal round for it versus Princess Bride.
Yeah.
Hell, it's going to be rough for both of them. Like, we're going to have to find faults in both of them somehow. But yeah, Platoon's great. It's fantastic. It's huge. JD, would you have voted for Platoon as well?
I don't even want to tell you. I don't even care. Okay, fine. It would have been Platoon.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
I kind of take the same approach. Lethal Weapon. It's not even my favorite in the series. So
that could be a generational thing, but I did like 4. I mean, you guys brought up 4 last episode.
Man.
Yeah, 4 is great.
I don't know. I felt like that one kind of catered, I guess, like you were saying, more to our generation. It had Chris Rock in it. It felt a little fresher.
It did.
And Jet Li was a badass in that movie.
Yeah, I love Jet Li beating the shit out of everybody at the end.
I like that movie a lot. Yeah.
And the subtle racism is fuck, like calling him Uncle Ben. When they get him high on the fucking nitrous oxide and shit. Like there are a lot of moments from 4 that I like
whenever after he's beating the shit out of both of them, they're standing in the parking garage like, go, man, go. And he's like, you go. You know? I'm not going to
I really remember that.
I love that shit, dude. Like, it's so funny to me.
The next matchup is, man. So that side of the bracket's accounted for. We have 4 incredible movies going against each other, and I'm not looking forward to it. So the next side of the bracket we have in this first round, we have number 15 seed Hellraiser. I think Kyle threw that one out there. Thanks for that, buddy. Versus number 2 seed.
You're welcome for watching that, I guess.
I didn't hate it I didn't hate it. It's not a movie. It's not like I walked out of Mother going, "What the fuck?" It's not like that because that happened.
I hope I watch that movie and love it so we can talk about it on this podcast.
Oh, that would be amazing.
I really hope with all my heart, but if I hate it, I'm sorry.
I think you ended up liking Leon Demon more than I did. So
I think so too.
I walked out of that kind of going, "What the fuck?" Like I wasn't mother mad, but I was
almost
mad.
in my top 10. I actually did like that. So maybe you never know, man. We may have that. We may have that. Magical episode. So
it may end up being on our whenever we do in October, closer to Halloween, our most disturbing movies. Neon Demon and Mother will probably both be on there. I'll be honest with you.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, probably.
Okay. Oh.
Yeah, because it's fucked up, dude. It's some fucked up shit. Anyway, it's kind of like an audition where it's a great movie. You're like, oh my god, he's gonna fall in love, and this is so sweet. And then it takes a hard left.
Yeah, that's a horrifying movie.
Yes. But I'm not mad watching it. I'm kind of like, this kind of makes sense. I mean,
I'm gonna make y'all watch movies like Hard Candy and just fucked up shit.
Oh god damn it,
y'all
man!
Gonna hate it. Oh my god. You will know why I'm such a fucking
Cannibal Holocaust is on so many lists. It's lists.
It's high up there, dude. They mutilate real animals in that movie. It's horrible.
Holy shit! Yeah,
it is horrible. It's not fun, and they rape a girl to death with a spiked dildo. It's not fun, dude. It's not a fun movie.
Oh my god! And Salo's above that.
And Salo is above that.
That's fucking crazy.
Jesus.
All right, sorry. So Hellraiser is kind of in the vein of the disturbing shit, where it just lacks subtlety and gives you gross shit, and it's a joy to watch because it's all practical. Like it's 80s
absolutely.
John Carpenter practical.
Dude, there are
type of
moments
stuff.
where I'm like, how the fuck did they do that? Like when the
Right.
woman's like face like comes together like a puzzle piece or whatever.
Yeah,
Right.
that was so
Dude's
cool.
face or whatever, I forget what it was, but like, yeah, you're like, what? You know, like,
Yeah.
how the fuck did they do that? Claymation? I don't know.
I know, right? But yeah, that's our number 15 seed, and that's fighting number 2 seed Spaceballs. I think you and JD, Kyle and JD both had that kind of like high, which is why it's number 2.
Yeah.
I had it on my list, but it wasn't as high as it was for you guys.
Yeah.
That one was
Why?
a high. That's a number. I'm looking at here going, number 2? Fucking for real?
I don't remember it being that high, to be honest. Number 2, wow.
Yeah, I don't remember.
One of the comedy great bands, though.
It is. It's, totally. It's great though. This round is JD first. Oh, I'm last. I'm gonna go take a nap.
Nice. I don't think you're going to get a chance to weigh in on this one. I don't know.
No, probably not.
I did my homework with Hellraiser. Appreciate the shit out of it for what it is in the genre. Like, I don't think I'd ever really seen a horror movie like that. And I already knew about Pinhead. I mean, he's an iconic character, even if you've never seen any entry in the franchise. And I thought it was kind of strange reading up on the movie that, I don't know, there's something about the names, like that Pinhead wasn't actually his credited name. That nickname just kind of stuck.
Yeah.
And they kept that throughout the series.
That's true.
That's pretty cool. It's just fucking weird.
A
in
lot
a
of
good
weird
way.
stuff on set, too, like during the production. Just like a lot of like weird paranormal stuff. So, yeah, that's
Oh,
always
cool.
fun.
I'll need to read up on that.
Whoa.
I didn't hear anything about
I
that.
want
That
to
sounds
go there.
interesting.
Yeah, well, it's actually pretty normal in a lot of like scary movies because it's like one of those like self-realizing prophecy things. You're kind of on a spooky set doing spooky things because spooky things kind of happen, you know. But yeah, this one I remember reading about. And I was like, oh, whoa, some stuff going on there.
Yeah, man, it was good. It's just not gonna beat one of my favorite comedies of all time. And I need a Blazing Saddles rewatch, but for now, this would probably be my favorite Mel Brooks movie.
Man, someone on that movie Facebook page that you and I are part of, Jeff, was just like,
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
really like Blazing Saddles? I go, are you really fucking asking this question?
You guys actually, like, you put actually in there. Do you guys actually like it?
Yeah, like as a accusatory, like, what's wrong with you guys type of way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no, you're the fucker here.
Yeah, you're the major outlier. Like, I don't know anybody in my life that doesn't like Blazing Saddles. I know people that haven't seen it, but nobody that's seen it doesn't love it.
And so, like, you couldn't get away with that now. Like, you just couldn't get away
No.
with that.
No, you couldn't.
But
Not
it
at all.
is so fucking hysterical. That's one of the greats too, man. I tell you.
I don't know. It's a toss-up for me between Blazing Saddles and Young Frankenstein over Spaceballs.
Oh, Young Frankenstein's really good too. That is really
even
good.
Robin Hood Men in Tights is good to me. Like, I grew
I
up
like
with
that movie too. I grew up on that Kevin Costner movie, so like when that movie came out, I was like, yes, this movie was made for me.
I just like Spaceballs because it doesn't drill in the hate of the source material. Like, it just kind of lives within it. It doesn't beat it into your head that it's making fun of a Star Wars movie. It's just got that aesthetic feel and completely original jokes.
That's the thing, like when like Airplane and other movies like that come out, like there's gonna be a lot of jokes that you just don't get. But like if you grew up watching Star Wars and then your parents throw Spaceballs on, like at the age of 6, 7, or 8, you know, you're gonna laugh at most of that movie. You know, even though like you have a juvenile brain, you're not gonna understand the complexity of the jokes until later. But you're gonna get it because you understand the source material, and I think it's a lot of nostalgia with the love for this movie, but I also recognize that it is one of like the greats, like comedy wise, especially when you're talking about satires and spoofs. You know, man.
Is that where you're going, Kyle?
Yeah, it's gonna be Spaceballs for me. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Totes.
Yeah, I don't get to. I was gonna go with Hellraiser, so I mean,
son of a bitch, such a pinhead.
Yeah, you just don't like to laugh, Jeff.
I don't mean to be a John Cena file. I don't know what the
Cenobite.
Cenobite, thank you. But yeah, like, sorry, Hellraiser. So
I try.
sorry, but no, it's a clean sweep. Spaceballs is going through. It's kind of easy, and like JD had already said, I appreciated certain aspects for what Hellraiser did for the genre in terms of its like practical fucking grotesqueness. It is like there's an art to that. Like you have. I mean,
yeah, and it's not like torture porn like nowadays where it's just like grotesque for the sake of it. Like, you're right, there is some sort of weird art to it 'cause it's monsters and weird imagery and stuff like that. It's not just like body horror.
Supernatural stuff.
Yeah. It doesn't drill the S&M shit into you.
Not really, because the Cenobites or whatever,
Yeah.
Time is up. Time, you can't see me. Sorry, not John Cena. But they don't show up like they're in the like very very beginning. You see Pinhead once, and then it's not
like
for like
halfway
another
through you get the
hour.
rest.
They don't show up again.
Yeah.
So it's not all about them. They're just like an entity or beings that are there.
Yeah,
part
there's a world like constructed in that whole thing. And you guys, they're trying to remake this movie, so let's just be careful.
Oh my god.
Ooh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
They've been trying that for years, dude.
Yeah,
like,
it's going to be a nightmare. They're going to be like, dude, just CG, like all of it.
No.
All of it? He's going to be like, all of it.
Don't do that. Please
or
don't
she,
do that.
I don't know. There might be female horror directors out there. I don't know.
I don't know. There's I don't know. Whatever.
There's barely any good male ones, so tough market.
Yeah, that's right. Eli Roth. How dare you? No, I'm kidding.
Great
so
female horror director.
Spaceballs moves on. What a shock! Number 2 seed moved on, and so the next matchup is these two are kind of the same ilk, I think, a little bit. Number 10 seed Robocop versus number 7 seed Predator. So RoboCop versus Predator. This one actually kind of is a cool matchup. Especially imagine these two fighting each other.
Yeah, exactly. Who would win in a fight?
RoboCop versus Robo Alien.
Yeah.
I mean, because he's got a suit. He's got a suit.
He's got a suit. Yeah, it's got an exoskeleton type. Yeah,
because RoboCop has that eye shit too, like where he can like track people and shoot missiles at them. Whatever.
I mean, I feel like if RoboCop doesn't have as good as a war cry as like Schwarzenegger did in the first movie, and when he screams at the very end,
that was awesome.
He's not gonna have a chance. Yeah. So I don't think RoboCop can emote like that. I don't think he get pumped up enough to kill Predator.
Sorry, I'm first in this round, and come on, do it.
Do it, kill me.
Kill me. I'm right here. Do it!
Yeah!
Let's read that fucking tie. That's my favorite part at the beginning. Because it's just Arnold trying to be casual, a bro, and talk shit. And it's just,
son of a bitch!
It doesn't fit. It just doesn't fit Arnold for some reason for me. Like, you son of a bitch. Let's read the fucking tie.
Death jockey!
And this is for those that haven't seen Predator. This is the Get to the Chopper movie.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
This is the iconic.
The
Chopper.
Do it!
I'm losing my impression here. I'm literally just flailing my arms about and going.
It just sound more like the Iron Sheik now than.
I love RoboCop, and there's some stuff in there that's really great. There's a lot of great satire in there, much like Paul Verhoeven's other stuff with Starship Troopers and stuff like that, where he talks about the military-industrial complex over there. And in this one, he's talking about, I mean, not just maybe corporatism / capitalism or whatever, and what people will do to sell shit, but there's that underlying, not really underlying, it's pretty obvious, but that whole story with is his name Alex or whatever, the guy who ends up becoming RoboCop.
Alex Murphy,
how he
right? He
pretty much it's the human side battling with the cyborg side, like constantly through the movie, where he's like missing his family and shit, while also having to be this computer that just takes orders and does as asked. It's a great movie. I don't know. Predator was lower for me on my list, full disclosure. But I think it's just a more iconic movie, man. Like for Arnold, for action, for that weird genre that half exists of sci-fi action. Like it just doesn't really happen all that often.
Weird genre, like Aliens, and it exists there. That's
exactly in the Matrix, and that's about like what I mean. Like it's just a great movie and a great cast of like weird fucking people. Like how you got Apollo Creed in there, you got Jesse the Body Ventura. You tell me, 9/11 was an inside job.
What's his gun's name? Painless.
I forget. Oh my god! But Shane Black is literally in there. He's actually acting in there. He's the guy who plays the pussy joke. Man, I got a big pussy.
Oh, the guy that can't land a joke. It's awesome.
Yeah, he can't land the joke the entire movie. Then he nails it and then dies. It's so poetic. I love it. I got Danny Boy to laugh. And then he gets gutted.
RoboCop does have some very like 80s parts, whereas Predator doesn't really feel. Like it's just a dude in a Predator suit. He doesn't really feel dated,
Dude, that Predator suit looks so good.
It does.
Yeah.
It does look good.
So good.
It just ages really well, and you got the whole ending action sequence, which I enjoy more than any action sequence in RoboCop, where it's just Arnold and the Predator one-on-one. Mano, come on!
Got all the traps laid out. You're one ugly motherfucker.
Yeah, it's great. I love it. So I'm going with Predator, even though, I mean, it might not be like my favorite thing ever, but it's still a great movie, and it's iconic as shit. So JD is next in this one.
Yeah, I agree, man. If I'd watched this, you're totally excused. It's okay.
No, keep talking.
If I
JD, we gotta...
You done burping now?
Yeah, go ahead. No, I'm good.
Cool.
He throws up everywhere. Oh, Jeff.
I'm waiting.
For
Okay.
what? I'm sitting here waiting for you to talk.
Predator's really good, and it would have made my list if I had watched it before this thing, because RoboCop isn't as good, and Predator is really good, so I'm voting for Predator.
Ooh.
Have you never watched it before this?
I watched it as a kid. It had been like seriously,
ago.
it had been like 20 years, and kind of like Jeff was saying, really appreciate how well it held up.
Yeah, it holds up super well.
I mean, you're just out in the fucking jungle the entire time.
Yeah.
So it's not that.
For
It's
cell
not.
phones and shit like that. So.
Yeah. I do think it
Practical
was funny
explosions,
that.
too, like you mentioned.
Yeah, there were a lot of.
There's not a whole lot
There
of
was a
CG
good
stuff.
shootout scene when they're blowing away like the cartel people or whatever. Like
Yeah.
it's good, you know. Like you're like, yeah.
I like how they eroded the trust between Schwarzenegger and Carl Weathers within the first like 15 minutes. He's like,
Oh yeah.
But no, I thought you were somebody I could trust. I'm like, dude, we just fucking met this guy. Like, what are you talking about?
Yeah,
Why
right.
don't you string this shit out a little bit more?
You
Like,
stab
we
me
already
in
know
the
he's an
back.
asshole and he's gonna die. But it was really, really good. And like you said, that final action sequence was fucking legit.
Well, and there's a lot of like just iconic scenes, like Carl Weathers getting his arm chopped off, and like the gun still shooting and shit like that. And just,
Yeah, that's a great. Oh my god,
so
I
many good
love that scene.
Just
I love the
moments, you know.
The tracker's voice, whatever that actor's name is, he just recently died. No, was it Bill, the tracker guy? It was like first on to something being out there.
Mm-hmm.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good for a little passive throwaway kind of role. He did pretty good.
Yeah. It's cool. It's another kind of ensemble type movie where all these characters are way larger in life, and you know like more about them than you think you do by the time they start playing them. You're like, oh yeah.
I love the closing sequence where they all have that little look, and then they look to the camera and they do like a smile and wave. Like after everybody's just been fucking mutilated, they're like dun 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 dun. Except for Schwarzenegger. Schwarzenegger was the only one that didn't look into the camera.
Yeah. They were doing that 80s sitcom intro, basically, yeah.
It was funny.
Whatever happened to predictability? Except Arnold's the one doing the...
It came on TV!
Oh, boy. That's Arnold doing
sounds
the
like
full
you're
house theme.
It sounds very Randy Newman-ish.
That's Arnold singing. That would sound very Randy Newman-ish,
It would.
wouldn't it?
It would, yeah.
Whatever happened to predictability? It's a little Chris.
Yeah, you got a friend in me, okay?
You got a friend in me. This is terrible. All right, Predator moves on. It was a sweep. Let's be real. So the next matchup is number 14 seed Dirty Dancing versus I don't know why I said it like that. Versus number 3 seed Raising motherfucking Arizona. So in this matchup, who's first on the 14 versus 3? Kyle's first.
I'm about to put Baby in a corner here because
Sexist.
Raising Arizona. I watched both of these movies constantly growing up as a kid. My sister loved Dirty Dancing, so it was just one of those movies when I was too young to like operate the VHS. Like it was on. There's nothing I could do about it. You know, she's 8 years my senior. She was going to beat me up. That's just how it worked. It's one of those movies where I don't know if it's Stockholm syndrome or whatever, but I ended up just really enjoying. Because I'd seen it so many times, and it's a fun movie. It's kind of touching. It's got some good dancing, and there's some chemistry between those people. Even though what's her face from Ferris Bueller's not really, the greatest actress in the world. Sorry, man, it's got to be Raising Arizona. I love that movie. It's like I really hope we get around to start doing like our directors like series because visiting like all the Coen Brothers movies and like ranking them.
Oh my gosh!
Like this one would be really high for me. Probably a lot higher than most people put it.
Yeah.
I will throw something if it's ahead of at least 3 movies.
Which 3?
I don't know off the top of my head. Just don't put it above No Country, and we're good. Just
No
that's
Country's probably their best, so I don't know how. You don't really. It's like No Country, Big Lebowski, maybe Raising Arizona.
I forgot about Big Lebowski. Fargo.
Oh, Fargo.
Burn After Reading.
Yeah, Burn After Reading's probably fourth, like after all the ones I just said.
Yeah, I think you could
I
slide
love
in
Burn
at 5.
After
You could justify it anywhere 5 or
Yeah.
because there's
a
only
great
like
movie, though.
10 feature films that they've ever done.
And I would love to visit the ones I've never seen. Like, I don't know if
Yeah, I haven't seen Lady
Barton
Killers,
Kane.
Intolerable Cruelty. I haven't seen
Barton
Lady
Kane.
Killers is okay.
Lady Killers is okay. I'm
Hail
not a fan.
Caesar's at the bottom. That's how my. That's how
Hail
much
Caesar
I
is
know.
the worst.
Yeah. I never watched that shit per y'all's recommendation.
So many
That
people
just
do like that
fell off
movie.
the
It's
DVR.
crazy to me.
Dude. Yes, it was on multiple people's top 10s last year when I was perusing through Facebook, and I was like,
What?
It's fucking crazy. There's a
Y'all are
lot of
fucking
good
crazy.
movies last year, guys.
It sounds as polarizing as Inside Llewyn Davis then, because
I
there's
didn't
some
see that
people
one
that
either.
did not like
Yeah.
that movie either. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah, I didn't see that one either.
Those guys are great though.
A
and
Serious
I'm-
Man I never saw, so I'd like to see that one
I haven't
too.
seen that either. I need to see that. I'm next in this round, and it's Raising Arizona, FTW. I am going to give Dirty Dancing some parting words. It's actually a really enjoyable watch, and it still kind of holds up more or less.
Good. It wasn't just like me with like, Stockholm Syndrome. Like it was actually,
No, yeah, it's actually a really enjoyable
Good movie,
movie. And it's primarily because of Patrick Swayze and his chemistry with goddamn everything in the world. So
Yeah, right. That's how I should have worded it. It's this chemistry with everything, not just
exactly.
not just that dead fish of a lady who.
Like she's
think-
fine. Like
she's
sometimes
fine,
she does.
but you
she
know
has
that they hired her
tendencies
'cause
that
she
make
can
me go,
dance,
stop!
you know?
You're just try hard. Stop!
Yeah,
Stop it,
right.
please.
Even in like Ferris Bueller, like she's just trying too hard in that movie.
Yeah,
Just, like,
a little bit.
get
Versus
it.
the her versus the pedophile principal guy. Yeah,
Yeah.
y'all heard about him, right? I'm pretty sure he's still in jail.
What?
Really?
For the dude
what?
that played the principal in Ferris Bueller.
What did he do?
Pretty sure
Really?
he went to jail for like pedophilia or some shit.
No. Pedophilia?
Pedophilia.
He was in, like-
Jeffrey
he was
Jones.
in,
That's
like,
his name.
No.
Mom and Dad Save the World or something like that. I remember him from a lot of
He was-
movies.
in 2002, he was arrested for possession of child pornography and accused of soliciting a 14-year-old boy to pose for nude photographs.
I can't handle that.
I know, right?
Jesus.
That's off.
Um,
That's the worst.
Yeah, literally. His punishment was 5 years probation, counseling, and registered as a sex. So he didn't do anything. Basically, he wasn't. He only got arrested. He didn't actually go to jail.
Oh.
He got arrested twice for failing to update his sex offender status in 2 states.
I'm a little mad about that. Like,
Yeah.
you didn't go to jail?
Yeah, he
Kinda
didn't go to
crazy.
jail, and even the people that do go to jail from Hollywood get off in like a year. So who
Yeah.
cares?
And they go to Hollywood jail. Like, where
They-
it's
yeah,
just,
they go
it's
to, like,
really
fake
nice.
Hollywood jail.
Yeah, exactly.
We went to quote
Hollywood
unquote counseling facility. Yeah, sure you did. Sure you did.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
With a hot.
I
tub,
believe
right?
it.
With a hot
jail.
tub.
Hot tub, yeah, massages.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm feeling so changed right now. This
God,
massage.
I'm really fucking reformed after all this.
Pieces of shit. All right, so Raising Arizona it does move on. I feel like JD would have voted for it too.
Oh, yeah, totally. I grew up Southern Baptist, so fuck dancing.
Oh yeah, dancing's.
No.
I bet you sided with the
My dad's
John
Southern
Lithgow
Baptist,
and.
I didn't know they had a thing
Footloose.
against dancing, and now a lot of things.
Oh,
are
yeah.
sensitive about my dad.
Oh wow.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Actually, none of what I said was true. I was neither Southern Baptist nor do I dislike Dirty Dancing. It's a great movie. It's just been a long time.
Yeah, it's
yeah.
still good. It's some
Yeah.
of the plot lines are kind of like, oh, this is stupid and contrived,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
again, Patrick Swayze at this time, whoo boy, I feel like I'm a little gay today. I don't know what the deal is with that. Anyway, the next round is number 11 seed Lost Boys, Boys Who Are Lost, versus number 16 seed P's, T's, and AMs. It's Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Oh god.
I know, right?
Yeah, that's a mess.
I think JD's first in this one.
Good. Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, thank God. Good for you. That's
good
fine.
Because fuck you, JD.
Good-
That's why.
Good
No, I'm
for
sorry.
me. Good for me. Yeah, it's not even that close, really. I do love The Lost Boys a lot, but Planes, Trains gets me on the laughs every fucking time. It's one of my favorite John Candy performances, and Steve Martin's pretty damn solid too.
Yeah,
I
he's
just
great.
love the when it's done right, and it was done more right, I think, with this movie than some of the newer versions, like you mentioned, Due Date, where just every fucking thing keeps going wrong. There's this character that is just the kind of genesis of every bad thing that's happening to another character. At least that's how it's portrayed.
Yeah.
It was done perfectly in this movie because I didn't walk away hating John Candy's character. But
No.
Due Date, you're like, fuck that Ethan Tremblay. I can't even remember his name from Due Date. Stupid fucking name for Galifianakis' character. He's just annoying.
Yeah.
So don't even watch it. Don't even watch it.
It's really bad.
Downey Jr. can't even redeem that. But anyway.
So what you're saying is you love Planes, Trains, and Automobiles so much that people shouldn't watch Due Date or something.
Yes, exactly. Because it's a
trying to follow
disgrace
this.
to the genre.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's okay. So Kyle's next.
What?
I'm trying not to influence the vote. I'm just trying to be impartial.
Whatever. Yeah. So again, Lost Boys is just Goonies with vampires, but Goonies is like either the more iconic, movie to me at least. I don't really know because Lost Boys is just as iconic, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
But Goonies is just kind of a little more of like where my allegiances lied when it comes to like coming of age adventure boy tales or whatever.
Totally.
But Planes, Trains I watched yearly. Like I don't really revisit Lost Boys a lot. Not anymore at least. And Planes, Trains I revisit all the time. It's a really touching movie. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna feel some things by the time that it's all said and done.
All the things, yep.
All the things, yeah. You're gonna
Maybe
feel
not
the
a
full
boner,
spectrum
but
of emotion.
Yeah.
Well,
Now we said all the things. I mean,
you might feel a boner. It just depends. That's how easily you bone, I think that's just a more watchable movie to me. I mean, I'm sure there's plenty of people listening right now going, "Oh my god, I watch Lost Boys like once a week or whatever." Like, good for you. I mean, I'm sure that it's worth it, in some
weird,
way.
but okay.
A little weird, yeah. If you're 30 and still watching Lost Boys every week, but
they got like a Corey
man.
Feldman shirt on. You're like,
exactly. Yeah, I'm
tone
going
it
to this
down.
concert next week, man.
Oh my god. He
Hey,
does concerts.
Yeah, that guy's like in a band and he tours and stuff like that. In a really the same band that you saw him in the morning show where he knocked out his own tooth and he was looking around for it while still playing. Did you see that video?
Yes.
That's his band. He's still doing it, man.
God. Well, good for him.
Yeah, good for him. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely not going to be Lost Boys.
Aw.
Yeah, it's got Planes, Trains for me.
All right, well, I was going to vote for, Lost Boys because I'm just a contrarian.
Liar.
A contrarian.
Yeah, I'm super contrarian right now. And
Yeah,
also...
Have y'all called someone a contrarian online before? People lose their minds.
I haven't,
you
but...
called them like a cunt or something, Like,
right.
Why would
call
you
me
do
the
that?
C word, bro?
We're literally just disagreeing right now, just for the sake of it. Like, I'm just addressing what's happening.
I do know people that are like that, but I never called them that before, like to their face or online or anything.
Yeah,
oh
it's
my
good.
God.
You should do it sometime. They squirm, especially when they are a contrarian.
Yeah. They don't
What are
want
you
to
talking
acknowledge
about?
it.
I mean, you are. Like, this is all you do. You just chime in to, like, disagree. No!
No, I don't. I don't disagree. I've never fucking disagree.
Doing it right now.
You're always right. Okay, wow, all right.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles moves forward, and that's not really a surprise. I would have voted for that one, too. That was kind of easy for me. Lost Boys, it's fine. It might be my least favorite one out of all these 16, honestly. It's still fine, but, yeah, sorry. Sorry to all the Lost Boy lovers. That sounds weird to say. That was a weird phrase I just said. But that will probably be shocking because there are people that legitimately love that movie and everything.
Yeah, sure. You just ruined the whole...
Sorry, Joel Schumacher, who makes like one good movie every millennium. Anyway, the next matchup, we're finally in our quarterfinals, our final 8. The first matchup is The Untouchables versus Full Metal Jacket. And I get to talk first, you guys, so here we go. Full Metal Jacket's really good, okay? It's like really good. I don't really have much negative to say about Untouchables except for the dialogue is a little stilted at times. Like sometimes it's just, oh boy, sometimes it's like a bad soap opera. Sometimes it can be like that, especially like early on with Kevin Costner and his wife. I was just like, what the fuck is this scene? And she's like patting his neck and going, "You're gonna just do good, baby." And I'm like, what the fuck is this? It was just weird. Full Metal Jacket doesn't have any of those scenes, so I think it's a great movie. It's damn near perfect in my eyes. I think it's one of Kubrick's better movies, one of his best, honestly. Which, I mean, doesn't really say a lot because he's produced like 6 best movies ever. But yeah, I'm going Full Metal Jacket. I feel like that's kind of obvious. Untouchables is still great. I highly encourage everybody to watch it. It's still really, really great. crime movie, old school team up gangster squad type movie. It's great, so go see that. And JD's next.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'd be inclined to go with Full Metal Jacket as well. It's just one that I don't feel the need to see the Untouchables as often as I want to go back and revisit Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
It's and it's definitely, they're both iconic in their own way. I don't know. I kind of like that. I kind of like the war movie aspect more than I like the Capone story, I guess, even though it is very fascinating. I think once you've seen it, you kind of got a handle on it. But Full Metal Jacket, there's always shit there every time I watch that movie that I've either missed or forgotten about, and so I think it's got more value for me there. So I'm going to push that through.
All right. Well, Kyle, sorry.
Yeah. Can I say some things?
Yeah, sure.
No. Okay.
Full Metal Jacket, it's so weird because I talked about that movie a lot with people, and I hear it often that people, most times than not, just like the first half of that movie.
Mm-hmm.
You hear it, not here, you never hear that here. Not from me, not from you, not from Jay, not from these Kubrick lovers, but like, I hear it often. It's a pretty often thing that I hear. I've never heard that for many other movies, especially not Untouchables. So that's something that should be said, I guess.
Oh, something.
It's something, I also say that Untouchables music doesn't hold up. It's very 80s synth.
Yeah.
And it doesn't even like encapsulate like the 20s really. It doesn't really have that feel to me. So like I feel like the music, like constantly I was like, especially during the shootout scenes, like when the music was playing, I was like, this doesn't fucking fit at all. Like,
there's a part like right before the shootout, like one shootout where they're outside and shit on hills and stuff. And the music is like at a peak when they're getting together to start shooting at people. I'm like, what? Slow your roll, man. The shooting hasn't started
no, you
yet.
haven't even gotten to the climax of the scene yet. Like, there was a lot of there was actually a lot of problems I had with the music in this movie, which really took me out of a lot of moments where I was just like, this doesn't even fit what's happening right now.
Right.
I have almost no other negative things to say about that movie, though, besides some of the spotty acting and stuff like that. Not acting, dialogue and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't care. I do care that I almost said something really horrible. I do care that Connery slaps women or whatever, but you know what? I miss that guy. He's like a father figure almost. Like just hearing his voice, you're like, it's like a warm hug in film form. Just like when the very first time you meet him and he's just being such a jackass to Costner. It's awesome. What a great scene. And I'm just like, God, I fucking miss this guy. Like, we're really missing out not having him around anymore. Not that he's dead, but So yeah.
Yeah,
good
he's
job,
not dead or
Connery.
anything. He's just like, I'm done with this shit.
I know we're living in a times where, like, we're turning on a lot of people for things that they've done, and so I just want to, that guy may slap some women and threaten Barbara Walters with his eyeballs, but goddamn, he can put on a good performance in the 80s.
I do. I miss him too, man. And his chemistry with all the cast here was
fucking amazing.
He's good with everybody though, like even in his shitty movies. So whatever. He's God damn it, that guy. So Full Metal Jacket moves on. That's not really surprising to anybody. The next matchup is more interesting, I think. It's Platoon versus Princess Bride. And Kyle, you're there. You go. Floor is yours.
Here it is. For me, it's probably going to be Platoon. I think Platoon. If you're talking about like, hey Kyle, what do you want to go and watch right now? If it was between those two, it'd be Platoon for me. I just think it's just a better movie. I like war movies. It's a little more aligned to what I like, and it's if you have to be objective with these movies, it's really hard to just choose from an objective standpoint because they're just both they're pillars in what they are and the genres that they're in. They're things that other films aspire to be if they're trying to tackle that genre. So I mean, like, you really can't go wrong with either one of these movies. But I mean, for me, it's Platoon.
Oh shit, I'm next. All right, cool. Well, Kyle voted Platoon. Just going to keep recapping that. Hey guys, Kyle picked Platoon while I gather my thoughts.
So one more time, Kyle just picked Platoon.
Just if you're just joining us,
what did you pick, Kyle?
I think I went with Platoon. Yeah, I think that was
okay.
it.
All right,
I think that was when you went with. Yeah,
I'm gonna write
I just want to make sure. I don't know if I wrote it down. I don't write it down until we all agree anyway. I don't know what I'm talking about. So anyway, this is really tough because Princess Bride is, I think it's eminently rewatchable. But Platoon has a depth there that Princess Bride might be lacking a little bit because Princess Bride's just, I mean, ultimately shakes out to it just being a really, really clever fairy tale with some really memorable characters and performances. And, I mean, obviously dialogue. We've talked about the dialogue. Inconceivable and Andre the Giant, all that shit. Anybody want the beat up and all that stuff? It's great. But, I mean, Platoon's about, like, I mean, literally, like, people you're fighting side by side with and how they end up slowly but surely because of, I don't know, frame of mind or just that specific war, Vietnam, just being hell to go through. Those guys end up becoming your enemies. Like, I mean, that's fucking scary as shit, especially for those that, like, I mean, I know Charlie Sheen said he volunteered and stuff because he wants to be a hero. But, I mean, there's a lot of people that got drafted that don't want to fucking be there at all. So, I mean, I don't know. There's just something more deep to Platoon, and while I won't watch as much as Princess Bride, I think I appreciate certain things in Platoon more in terms of, like, thematically and with the character arcs and stuff, and cinematically, of course. The way Willem Dafoe's death scene was shot. It's iconic. I mean, it's the fucking poster of the movie. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this is heartbreaking, and JD was probably like, "What the fuck, man? I was going to go for Princess Bride."
Yeah, actually, I would have gone that way, and probably relying more on just the, you know, can I wake up any given day if I have to pick one of those two movies every day? It's probably going to be Princess Bride, just because I don't want to delve into, like,
dude, I'd probably watch Princess Bride. I'd probably watch Princess Bride over Full Metal Jacket like any day of the week. Like, honestly, I mean, there's some movies in here that are just way more rewatchable, but I don't know. It, though. It's not all about that, you know. On
a movie, objective movie level, from a quality standpoint, I think Platoon has more to offer. I think you can learn more about yourself and just about humanity from that movie. That's what it's about. Princess Bride is it's just a fun story. You can turn your brain off, laugh, have fun. Like you said, it's an hour and a half, and then you go about your day. So I don't know, man.
Yeah, Platoon sticks in your craw.
Platoon is just
sticks with you big time.
Yeah, it really does.
I also just wanted a semifinal that between these two movies. Anyway,
did these two meet up in our war movie episode?
I don't remember.
They were both highly ranked.
I thought they were. No, they didn't, because it was.
I think Platoon was 4, so it was on the other side of the bracket.
Yeah,
it was
something like that.
They didn't have a chance of meeting, so here we are.
Okay.
All these months later,
ready to go.
Anyway, the next matchup is Predator versus Spaceballs. These movies clearly are like of the same genre.
Both have helmets.
Complete sense. Yep. They both have helmets in places of the movie. So JD, you're first on this one.
Yeah, it's an easy one for me.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I'm gonna go Spaceballs for sure.
Oh, god damn it! My vote doesn't matter. All right.
Shit. Yeah.
Or it might not. I don't know.
Spaceballs versus, what is it?
Predator.
So it's gonna be tougher for Kyle. I don't know.
It's way tougher for me.
But yeah, dude, I love Spaceballs. I think might have to save a little bit for the next round on it. So I'm just gonna punch that one in and sit back.
Kyle, you're next.
There's just not enough love in the air for Predator right now, and I'm gonna have to go Predator just to make Jeff choose something.
Okay.
What was higher on my list? I think Predator was higher on my list too. So
yeah, you had Predator was like your number 2, man.
That feels right.
You know what? And I would do it again. So I'm gonna go with. I mean, I did kind of admit that I don't love Predator as much as everybody else does.
I know,
but it is still an iconic movie.
Yeah.
You fucker. I'm gonna go with. I don't know how far it's gonna go from here, but I'm gonna have to go with Spaceballs.
Yeah.
Because it is it's kind of a talk about another pillar of that genre of spoof comedy or satire, or however you want to look at it. Because it's not making. I think somebody already pointed this out. It's not really making jokes from Star Wars. Like, remember this thing they said in Star Wars? No, it's all like original jokes about now being then, and then what is now?
Oh my god!
Yeah, all that stuff. None of that shit's in Star Wars. So
Raspberry.
We've been jammed.
It's Lone Star.
Nobody gives me the raspberry.
All the quoting is kind of making my point for me. I mean, at the same time, sure, there's quotes in Predator. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah,
it's just
what are
so...
you talking about?
Yeah, but there's, like you said, people know the Get Back to the Chopper. I bet most people that quote that don't fucking know what it's from. I forgot it was from that movie.
Oh, come on.
Seriously, because it had been so long since I'd seen it. I knew it was Arnie, but, dude, I couldn't place it.
I
Like,
think we're in a real weird dichotomy where this is like the one corner of the world who isn't like up to 11 about Predator. So I think in most conversations with most people will be like, "Yeah, man, it's fucking Predator, man, because that movie is fucking the shit."
I mean, it's good.
it is really good, man. I was
It's
impressed. It would have made my list if I had seen it before our list
Sure.
episode, for sure. For sure.
It did make my
swear.
list. I'm not a fucking asshole. I'm just kidding.
What?
Yeah, I don't know. I just think, man, there's so much in Spaceballs. There's so much more to it than just being dumb comedy.
Yeah, it's very
not
smart
really.
stuff.
Yeah, it's smart, man. It's
Yeah, it's Mel Brooks, man. I just can't. It's fucking near impossible to go against this guy. I mean, unless it were like one of his weaker movies or something. But it's still like if this were like the year the Blazing Saddles came out, how the fuck would that lose to anything? I just don't.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just
2, 3, 4. That's crazy. That's the password on my luggage. I feel that movie's just fucking Yeah, I mean, you know, we all know how
God.
that movie is.
It's so good, guys. If you haven't seen it in a long time, go watch Spaceballs.
If you've never seen it at all,
funny.
throw yourself off a bridge.
Yes. Well, actually, I mean, if all you've seen of Star Wars is Force Awakens,
It'll still be relevant.
yeah, exactly. I mean, but you have that whole generation of people that are like, "What's space beers or whatever?"
Yeah,
because all they know is like Force Awakens and Rogue Rouge One, Moulin Rouge One. So I mean, I'm sorry, I lost my train of thought because I was trying to think of a Moulin Rouge song and they all escaped me. Thank
Come
God.
what may. Come what may.
No, I don't care about that movie. Anyway, keep the camera in one place, Baz Luhrmann. Jesus. Anyway, Spaceballs is good, and I voted for it. I don't even feel bad. Sorry, Predator might hunt me down. I don't give a shit. Arnold might hunt me down. I heard you say this about my movie.
Just put
if people
mud
are
on
gonna
me,
get
dude.
mad about a movie, I hope it's this one.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I mean, if they're not already like sending us anthrax and shit over Children of Men,
yeah.
I feel like this one's safe.
What did we do about Children of Men? Did we fuck that one over?
Once
Yeah, we
beat
did.
it, man. Remember?
Remember?
We
Kyle
pushed
blocked
one-
it out of his
I
memory.
probably blocked it out because y'all fucked me really bad on that one.
Yeah, we fucked you
At
hard,
At
dude.
least take me out to dinner before you fuck me.
Yeah. Man. Yeah, I hope they get mad at Predator instead of Lost Boys. Let's just go there. I'll judge a lot. I'll judge a lot. I'll judge a lot of people based on like what one they're mad at more.
Yeah, I mean, I would too, honestly. Lost Boys is fine, guys. Let's calm down.
It's good. Yeah, I like it.
But if Predator was like, yeah, people lost their shit about Predator, I'd be like, yeah, okay, yeah, all right, that makes sense. The next matchup in the quarterfinals is the last one, Raising Arizona versus, oh man, these are kind of similar too. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
God, fuck.
I know, this is a miserable, oh shit, I'm first. God damn it, Jeff.
Yes.
All right.
Oh man, I kind of wanted my vote to count. That sucks.
This one's really tough because these are both movies that you can honestly, I mean, we talk about Princess Bride having the rewatchability factor. This one has it for both movies. I mean, that's such a rare quality to have. And they're both, of a certain time limit where it's not going to piss you off that you're like, I'm going to lose 2.5 hours, but this movie's so good. Or whatever. There's not that ambivalence that you might live with for watching either of these movies. Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, I think it has more heart and feels to it. But Raising Arizona has all of the Coen brothers cinematic touch to it. Nobody films a movie like they do, I mean, in my opinion. And the way they shot some of those scenes, especially like the slapsticky scenes with the babies. I don't know how the fuck I still don't know how the fuck they did that. I could have YouTubed it since we recorded. I didn't do it. I think, I don't know, the Coen brothers comedy lands more for me because it's just offbeat and unexpected humor and situational. Not that there's nothing in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles that isn't situational. I mean, the entire thing is fucking one crazy situation. But I don't know. Coen Brothers, they put their characters in even crazier. Like the whole fucking pantyhose on your head thing. Jesus Christ, that whole sequence is great. And then Nicolas Cage is amazing. One of his best roles, probably. Period. Yeah. And I have to go with Raising Arizona. I feel like I'm kind of leaning that way. But it's like a 51-49. Did I do my math right? That's right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, it's more like a 51-49 split. It's like barely giving Raising Arizona the edge just for its like visual quality and color schemes and shit like that. There's like little details the Coen brothers pay attention to that a lot of directors just don't. So that's my vote. And where is JD voting on this one?
Man, I'm very much on the fence because Raising Arizona is a new love for me. That's new love. I just watched that before we recorded, but definitely made an impression because you love. Anyway, love that song. Absolutely love the song. It's my favorite John Mayer song. I think we've talked about it multiple times on Bigger Than My Podcast.
It's my favorite Katy Perry song.
It is, yeah. It's my favorite of hers for sure.
Does she do other music? I haven't heard.
I don't know. I think she's relatively unknown. Relatively.
Oh my god.
Man, I'm gonna go with Raising Arizona on this one because I agree. I think it's a better made movie. Mm-hmm. And I walked away and fucking Nicolas Cage. I'd never seen him do anything like that before. Yeah. So very unique for him. And I mean, I think a lot of people would probably consider it his best performance. I mean, is there maybe Las Vegas one?
Leaving Las Vegas. He did get nominated for an Oscar for that.
Yeah.
He was good in Matchstick Men. I don't know if that was his best.
Oh yeah.
He was good
I forgot about Matchstick Men. Holy shit! Yeah, that was.
You know what I always forget about Matchstick Men? Ridley Scott movie.
What?
I always
no.
Yes.
No.
It's a Ridley Scott movie.
Do more movies like that, you twat.
Oh man.
God, he's like, I'm gonna do a big, high budget like movie about engineers who engineer humans, and I'm gonna throw my stupid aliens in there for no reason.
Wow.
Okay.
Dude, that totally changed that movie for me.
Really?
Like, knowing that was him, like, I had no idea. No, I love it.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's a great movie. I love Sam Rockwell in all the things. So
yes,
yeah, I love that movie.
Yes.
Also,
yes,
Adaptation
more
is
of him,
one of Nicolas Cage's more praised performances too, and I like that one a lot. So I guess that's
I have to see that. But for now, I would say this is probably one. I would put it in my top two for his performances ever.
Absolutely.
So. Yeah, but same for me. It's Wicker Man and then this for me.
All the bees.
I don't know. I was gonna go specifically Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. Specifically the second one.
I'm more of a next guy, to be honest.
More next.
No, that was Jessica Biel's coming out party, not Nicolas Cage's best role. That's such a lie.
Oh my god, what a fucking horrible movie that was.
Jesus, he's made some awful
like
ones.
2 years later, like, yeah, my son knows about 9/11. Fuck off.
Oh my god. So wait. So Raising Arizona is JD's vote.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Raising.
I guess we should say our parting words. Kyle, did you want to say some shit for either one of these?
It honestly came down for me, if I had to choose, it was going to be Raising Arizona, just because better cinematography, better music.
Oh yeah, that's very true.
They both deliver on the feels, on the laughs, and all that stuff. But like, I mean, Raising Arizona's got like larger than life characters. It's not just two like Joe Everymans. You know, it's like just a series of just like classic Coen Brothers complex characters on top of really awesome storytelling and really well like shot scenes. And just the music is so zany and weird, and all the banjos and everything. It's cool. Parting words for Plane, Trains, and Automobiles. I'll see you fucking Christmas, bud. I love that movie. You know, you're not going anywhere. You're just.
Oh yeah, we are gonna do holiday movies. So
yeah,
it counts.
See you back.
That one's coming up. It's a Thanksgiving. It's a rare Thanksgiving one, but it's coming up. That's for sure. Anyway, semifinals. We're down to the last four. Woo! Yeah. All right. So here we go. First matchup is a much anticipated one for this year. Platoon versus Full Metal Jacket. And Kyle's first.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Whoa, man! Man, I tell you, I wasn't expecting that.
What the fuck is happening?
Jesus, I have no idea. I was really just biding time, so I didn't have to think about things to say for either of these movies.
I gotcha.
Oh God. I mean, I guess it's gonna have to be Full Metal Jacket. Whereas, again, we always come back to the two movie thing. Like it's like two movies in one, and you're getting two almost completely separated stories in one. But you're in it with these guys in Platoon. You're in it with this unit. You're very attached to this unit. You're very grounded in this one story, in this one time frame, in this one moment in time of the war. And there's something really cool about that. But I think I enjoyed the grand scope better of Full Metal Jacket. We were seeing a lot of different periods of a soldier's life. And the changes that they go through. There's a lot to take away from both. There's a lot of depth and complexities from both movies, especially in the way that war changes people. But I think Kubrick really nails the duality of man in that movie. So.
I know they literally say that in a scene of dialogue, but it works because he's talking to a commanding officer, and he's just he just doesn't give. He's a lot of fucks to give. So he's just straight up telling him exactly what his attire is all about, and he's not even mincing any words or anything. He's not going fuck you, man. He's just answering his questions without even a care for any type of reprimand or
repercussions.
Yeah. God damn it, that's such a good movie. So you're voting for Full Metal Jacket. I'm gonna go with FMJ as well. I can appreciate that the Platoon is more about Charlie Sheen and his journey from when he lands to then obviously the end with where he offs Tom Berenger. I guess he doesn't, does he? Well, either way. I think he does. You know what? He does, doesn't he? By the end of it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he does. That's
and then he cries in the helicopter on the way back. Okay, that's
it.
But yeah, Full Metal Jacket's these guys are blank slates when they start the movie. They're going into basic training, and they're being torn down as human beings.
Right.
And we're seeing how, it's not just about Joker and how it impacts him, but how it can affect other people. Not everybody's mind is the same, even though they try to make you the same. It doesn't always, go out. It just doesn't happen that way. Not everybody's wired the same. So obviously it impacts Pyle. I know that was his nickname. I don't remember his real name. To a point of sheer madness and just murder suicide, which is it's such a weird moment, but Kubrick does this shit all the time where he kind of plays with the audience. You kind of go, yay, he shot the dickbag drill sergeant, but at the same time you're oh, that's kind of fucked up. That's not what you're you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
It's kind of in Clockwork Orange. You're poor Alex DeLarge, the guy who raped a bunch of people. It's a weird feeling that you get watching Kubrick movies.
Now. Yeah.
They're picking on him.
Wait, what? Yeah.
Don't pick on the murdering rapist. Oh man, but that's the way he makes his movies, and for the sheer tenacity and just balls on the guy as well. I got to go with Full Metal Jacket. That's not to slight Platoon. I think it is a great movie, and people need to. That hate it need to shut their fucking mouths, or I'll come find them. I said that. I'm sorry. JD, where would you have voted on this one?
I probably would have landed on Full Metal Jacket as well. There's a reason why it's a consensus number one. But there's still a lot to appreciate about Platoon, like you guys have already said. And a lot of people, we've talked about it before, appreciate it for its realistic depiction of a lot of things. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think there's more to take away from Full Metal Jacket overall. Mm-hmm. Kubrick is he's the worst though, right? He's the worst.
He's the worst. Stop.
He
just needs to
Yeah. Can he just stop making movies?
I think
please?
He directed his last movies with his eyes wide shut because holy shit!
Oh, boom!
What a piece of shit! No, I'm kidding. He's my literal favorite director ever. So that's
a weird fucking movie. Do you like that movie? It's weird,
but yeah, it sticks with you. It's not too weird where it's Mother and it's just sorry to harp on Mother, but it's not that where it's just in your fucking face weird and just brutal scenes one after another trying to make some weird bizarre point.
Would you say it's appropriately weird for its time? Maybe because I think the world is more fucked up now than it was when Eyes Wide Shut came out. And that was pretty fucked up by that time.
I think people are coming around. There's kind of more of a movement of people coming around for Eyes Wide Shut now, I think.
Yeah.
I'm kind of noticing. It still wouldn't be... It came out in 1999. That's one of the best years of movies ever. I don't even think it would be in my top 10. I'm going to be honest, like, because there's so much shit that came out that year. I mean, The Matrix came out that year, man. I mean, for fuck's sake.
Oh, yeah. Duh. That trash movie, whatever.
I'm gonna tell you something about that movie. I kind of like it.
It's okay.
Yeah, I kind of like that movie.
It's okay.
There's like no emphatic statement. It's just, let me tell you something. Hold on to your britches.
Yeah, well, hey, can everyone just hold on just real fucking quick? I kind of like that movie. Yeah. So,
Man, if only we were doing a topic, in the coming weeks that properly discusses sci-fi shit.
Yeah, we
wanna know what's
may discuss it.
If only that were going to happen. I don't know. We'll see.
wasn't on my list for the longest time because I just completely forgot. Isn't that stupid?
Really?
Now it's like number 2. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what? That was the one I forgot out of all of them?
That's funny. Oh,
wow.
boy.
The movie about jacking into a simulation while a spaceship in the sewers of the old world are holding your bandwidth to keep you together in that world. That's not a sci-fi movie? Fuck off.
No. No, it's science reality, man.
That's funny.
Totally. You don't do that?
It is real. So the next one is 2 comedies that are fucking outstanding against each other.
Awesome.
Spaceballs
I'm glad
versus
some comedies made it through.
Yeah, it's comedy off. Spaceballs versus Raising Arizona, and I may not even get a vote in this one. Who knows how this goes? JD, you're first.
Woohoo! Man, I don't know if I've said this, but I feel like I'm surrounded by assholes. I'm not. I love you guys, but that's one of my favorite quotes for the movie.
No, it's not a quote. I just said that.
No, that's from
I'm
the
just
movie.
kidding. I don't know.
It's from the movie. I heard it.
If you
with my
can't read
eyeballs.
this, you don't need glasses. Sorry.
So here we have the new love versus the old love, man. And my new love for Raising Arizona is it's fucking hard.
Yeah,
It's like super hard.
Yeah,
it's rock hard. Let's see. I think I'm gonna go for Spaceballs. I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go for Spaceballs.
Shit.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I mean, I love Raising Arizona, but it's Spaceballs is. I don't know. I feel fucking ridiculous right now.
Yeah,
because
me too. I don't want to I don't want to choose Spaceballs and just lock out Raising Arizona next.
I know.
Just because I like Spaceballs more. Oh man.
I know. It's not a technically better movie. It's a parody, and there's not a lot to technically appreciate about Spaceballs. But man, I don't think I could just start quoting Raising Arizona to random people and have expect anybody to know what the fuck I was talking about. Almost everybody in my life knows Spaceballs, and I can quote that with. So
I only got like 2 good quotes for Raising Arizona.
I just had "Boy, you have a panty on your head." That's really all
yeah, and that's a good one. And you've got a real life story to go along with that quote too.
Yeah.
So
just like from Pee Wee Herman, I actually have a real friend named Andy, so I always say Andy like Pee Wee Herman does from Big Adventure. Andy!
Nice.
He loves that. Yeah, he's a fan of that.
I'm sure he's a big fan of that. It's got to be great. Now I'm going to put Spaceballs through it. I'm not even going to lie about being biased because I fucking love that movie. And yeah, glad I made it this far. So
whatever.
You guys figure this shit out.
Should have voted for Predator in the last round. All right, so Kyle,
it's your fault.
Where are you going on this one? It is my fucking fault.
All right, if this were a list about better comedies, it would be Spaceballs. But we're talking better movies. I think Raising Arizona is a better movie, objectively. I'm gonna go Raising Arizona.
Okay.
I'm gonna put it in Jeff's court, which I know he's gonna vote, so I don't even know I went this way.
God damn it.
Yeah, I know where this is going.
Yeah, me too.
What? I'm gonna go with Predator.
Yes!
Sweet.
It's too late for that, Jeff. It's too late.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Raising Arizona for. It gets a ton of points for originality. I kind of feel like it gives it the edge a little bit, or a whole lot. I don't know. Depends on who you are. But if we're weighing the two, they both make me laugh. Spaceballs has more quotes, way more quotes. Again,
way more quotes.
I have to go back to cinematic quality too. Like at the same time, I don't know. I don't think any of our number 2s made it. Raising Arizona was like 3 for me, I think.
That was it was my 4. Spaceballs was my 3.
It's number 4 for me also. Raising Arizona.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Spaceballs.
So it's not completely predictable. But yeah, I'm going to go with Raising Arizona. I think the cinematic quality and the originality of it push it over the edge a little bit, even though, Spaceballs I've probably seen way fucking more. And,
yeah, we'll continue to see more.
Probably, yeah, me too. For sure. But, so that leads us to our finals. Two of the best-looking movies of 1987, like from a visual standpoint where you're watching it, and how fucking good they look. It's Full Metal Jacket versus Raising Arizona. And, oh, fuck me in the butthole. I'm first. So, here we go. How am I going to go? Where am I going to lean with, newish love, I guess? I've always loved them. Coen Brothers, who continue to make amazing films. Hail Caesar aside. Versus Kubrick, who, every movie that he made, he didn't make a movie unless he had something profound to show you. Or something just like super memorable to show you, where you leave the theater and you can't stop thinking about that goddamn movie until like months later. Hell, I'm still thinking about Full Metal Jacket, and that everything that the ending means and all that shit. But anyway, god damn it, this is miserable. All right, so I'm gonna have to go with Full Metal Jacket. I mean, it's kind of a little bit obvious, I guess. I mean, because I love Kubrick so much, but at the same time, Raising Arizona offers so much. And it's just the beginning of what would eventually become the Coen Brothers' super long career together, making movies, outstanding movies together. Because it was like this, and then before this, it was like Blood Simple, which is pretty solid. It's like a noir crime thriller. It's pretty good. It's slow, but it's good. And but yeah, Full Metal Jacket though. I mean, there's so much going on, and with the characters, where like your character at the beginning ends up just a completely different fucking person by the end. For the worse, obviously. Not for the army, but for him personally. Like, I mean, he's just, his humanity is just, it's fucking gone, Sorry for whistling. Oh, no, he didn't wake up. Okay, we're good.
He's like, what? Walk time? Yeah.
Exactly. He's just immediately going to wake up and be like, oh, we're going somewhere. Okay, but there. That's how I imagine my dog talking. Anyway, Full Metal Jacket, it's amazing, and it got nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay, and that's all it got nominated for, and that's a fucking shame.
Jesus, how?
Wow.
I know, right? Fucking awesome.
That's crazy.
Pieces of shit. They really didn't give Kubrick a lot of like love. Like, I mean, I think Clockwork Orange got nominated for Best Picture, and that might be the only one. I think that might be the only one. I know 2001 got visual effects. It won an award for that. And he might have gotten Best Director nomination, but like Best Picture and shit, they just, I don't know. It just wasn't his time. Like, his movies come out too early. You know what I mean? Like, it takes you years to fully appreciate a Kubrick movie.
But that's true with a lot of classic artists in a lot of mediums, like in actual art and music and stuff. A lot of people's genius just doesn't settle in with your average consumer of that genre. It takes time to simmer a little bit,
That's the bummer with the Oscars. They're like, no, we have to vote for them right now.
Right, yeah. If they could do like a 5 years later Oscar, like 5 years
great.
later, what do we think is the best movie from
right.
5
yeah,
years
now
ago?
that we've had 5 years to resonate on all this stuff.
Yeah,
totally.
people are going to go like 5 years from
I-
now, they're going to be like, Moonlight, still amazing. I'll be like,
Yeah,
come
I
on.
know,
Like,
yeah,
I mean, it's great,
guys.
but like, come on, guys. La La Land is clearly the movie people are going to remember. I mean,
You're not going to fall into the freshness.
You know,
trope, the new
I
love
still
trope
like
as much.
get angry when people like hate La La Land for that. Like, I don't know, they're just fucking dumb. I don't know.
people
Me too.
actually like La La Land.
Yeah, you guys are really into this. This is really a thing that y'all like.
Fucking yeah.
Very,
And you know
very
what?
exciting.
You know what? I put it in sci-fi because fuck it. No, I'm kidding. I didn't do that. Funny.
From every list forward, La La Land's gonna be number one on all of Jeff's
Guys,
lists.
they're dancing in space, okay?
Yeah, remember when they go to the planetarium? What do you think that is? Earth? No, it's a fucking place about space and stars. Duh, it's sci-fi.
Planet.
Very, very exciting.
Planetarium.
That's great. I got the Blitz. Yes. You've never seen it. That's one of my favorites. She just goes, yes.
Yes.
like you're like trying to go along with somebody quoting a movie that you've never fucking seen. It's great. Anyway, so that's my take on Full Metal Jacket. Somehow La La Land came up naturally, as you do.
It's always going
war
to. Always.
and killing people and shit like that. So next up is JD.
Man. I'm not allowed to vote for Raising Arizona after voting against it in the previous round, right? Like, that's just not...
I mean,
that's
It's a
not
different,
even
it's a different
allowed.
competition.
hey, that's the
That's
magic
true.
of the
So,
show.
Clean slate? Clean
Clean
slate?
slate.
Well,
Clean
on
slate.
it, if I did it, it would strictly be just to set Kyle up to...
Oh, you jerk.
and I don't know. I just can't vote against Full Metal Jacket.
You're going on record. You'll be on record
Yeah.
saying, I think Raising Arizona is objectively a better movie than Full Metal Jacket. You
Yeah,
really
and
want-
it's not. It's not. It's not like, A, I have any credibility from being on this podcast at all, just as a regular moviegoer that doesn't know half as much about anything as the fucking two of you guys. But Full Metal Jacket is just iconic. It's there's a reason why it was ranked so highly on all of our lists for this bracket, for our war movie bracket. It's just everything about it is damn near perfection, as a lot of Kubrick movies are. And I appreciate that.
Very
The
meticulous filmmaker, yeah.
Coen Brothers, like you guys said, No Country, I think, is my favorite, and y'all's too. But this was the beginning of it, and you can see all those little elements there. But Kubrick was at his peak with Full Metal. I mean, at this point,
Second to last movie.
It's what?
His second to last movie. He does
Second to
Eyes Wide
last
Shut
movie?
after this, yeah.
God, man. So he waited 12 years?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Took him 12 fucking
Jesus.
years to do that shit.
Wow. I didn't know that.
I know. People were very upset.
Yeah, I can
And then he
imagine
died.
that payoff was not very well received. I imagine.
No.
That's not the movie people
Because he
wanted
finished
out of
his
him.
final cut, allegedly, what he says is it was his final cut of Eyes Wide Shut. And then he died like the next day. And that was it.
Wow.
And people were like, oh, all right. Well, that's a note to leave us on. Thank you.
That's crazy.
That's fucking sad.
That's crazy.
But, yeah. And he talked
But yeah,
about
man.
doing AI, but it's if you see it, you'll be like, never mind. I can see why he personally handed it over to Spielberg, because there's a lot of lovey-dovey shit in there that it's just not. It's not Kubrick
Oh, I didn't
style.
know. I didn't know that he was tied to. AI.
Yeah, he was. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he
was.
wrote.
Really?
I think he wrote it,
Huh.
and he was originally going to do it, but he knew that Spielberg could tell the story better, so he told him to direct it.
It is definitely more up Spielberg's wheelhouse for
it
sure.
is.
Yeah, he knows how to do the feels.
So despite what you might hear people say about Spielberg taking it after Kubrick died or whatever, that's not
Oh, come
how
on.
it went down.
No, yeah, and I've heard
Come
that
on.
story. I've heard that story spun before,
Right.
so yeah, that's not correct.
that's just stirring the pot. where it's
Like
not
people that are
necessary.
like,
Come on,
I would
that's
have
not
loved to
tasteful
have
at all.
seen Kubrick's version of this movie. Well, he didn't want to do it. I mean, that's why it didn't happen.
Yeah, I mean, if you
Yeah,
really
I-
wanted to do it, then you obviously he would have.
He would have set his mind on that instead of Eyes Wide Shut, which he considers
Right.
his like. I mean,
His magnum
every
opus.
time he finished a movie, he felt that way. But he really
like
felt
AI is like 100% more of a Spielberg movie than it.
Absolutely.
It is. I mean, like,
Yeah.
there's no denying that.
yeah. And the thing is, like with Eyes Wide Shut too, Kubrick
The sequel. Yeah, Shut Harder. Yeah, I remember
Eyes
that.
Wide Shut harder. Eyes Wide Shut, like no, I meant also. Sorry, with Eyes Wide Shut, a fucking sequel. God damn it! All right, they.
Straight to DVD video. You
I was gonna
remember?
say he considered that an extremely personal movie for him because it was a lot of it. His decision to make it was rooted in his marriage and stuff like that, and the things that married couples go through and stuff. And it doesn't end in his version of a happy ending is a married couple deciding to go home and fuck. So, there's a happy ending there somewhere. Whereas there's totally not in Full Metal Jacket.
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't really have that aspect at all.
None at all.
Bunch of
Kyle,
broken-
where would you have voted on this one? Full Metal Jacket wins. But
Yeah, I mean, it would have been any other year, and I really mean this. If that movie came out 1989, 1986, or whatever,
yeah,
like, Raising Arizona 100% could have taken this year.
absolutely.
Been number one, and I would have felt 100% good about it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, dude, Raising Arizona, best movie of that year. Like, come at me.
But not too hard. I'm a little fragile.
Yeah, not too hard. I'm not, I'm kind of a flathead, so. But yeah, unfortunately, it's going up against one of the greats, like one of the greats of all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's Kubrick, man. It's Full Metal Jacket. It's hard to
Goddamn
beat that
Kubrick.
one.
And
Did
you
it
know what?
Did it end up beating Saving Private Ryan?
No, Saving Private Ryan won.
No.
I think
Okay, well,
we just couldn't go against it. It was just too epic.
Yeah, it's hard.
And it's got more heart to it. It's not as disturbing to fucking watch.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
I mean, the opening but it's visceral. It's not like like I need a shower after that.
Yeah, you
And-
definitely.
I think the legacy of Saving Private Ryan and what it did for like Band of Brothers and shit played heavily
totally.
to that. I mean, that launched some of the quality that we're getting right now.
Sweet.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it did.
Sweet.
Yeah.
So Full Metal Jacket, officially the champion of champions of 1987 movies. If you don't like it and you thought the Beverly Hills Cop 2 should have won or some shit like that, or Three Men and a Baby, don't tell us. We don't care.
Three and a Man and a Baby come out that year?
Yeah, it did. And it was
major oversight on our. That's major.
Have you guys
Oh, really?
seen the ghost
on
in
all
the
of
curtain
us?
in
We
that
all
movie?
fucked up on that.
That was the
movie.
#1 grossing movie of the year.
Wow.
The movie's fine. The movie's funny, but like.
Yeah, it oversold. Let's be totally honest about that. That's
100%.
crazy.
Yeah, 100%.
Dude, I still have people that swear that's a ghost in the curtain behind him
It is, yeah.
in that fucking movie.
It
No,
totally is. I know it's
Yeah.
not. It's
Definitely not a
It's
Ted
one of the
Danson cutout.
kids on set or whatever from one of the crew
no,
members.
it's a cutout of Ted Danson that's like folded at its knees. He's in like a tuxedo and a top hat.
What? I didn't know that. Okay, that's funny.
Yeah,
seen it.
and everybody
Never
swears
seen it.
it's a fucking ghost.
Just like they swear one of the
Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, little people
Yeah.
killed. So I'm sorry, I don't know what the PC term is anymore. But dude, seriously, it changes too often. I'm not even trying to make a joke. I really don't know what the term is. But yeah, they said that like one of them like hung themselves in the background and it ended up just being like a swan or
Yeah.
something in the background. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
cool,
just like
cool
yeah,
urban legends, but you know,
Yeah, totally not real.
that's all they are.
Totally
Yeah.
not. Fake. All right, so that's it. Full Metal Jacket wins, and what we're doing next? Oh, I'm fucking excited. We're gonna talk about more Kubrick, maybe even with our sci-fi movies. Top 10 coming up next.
Did he do a sci-fi movie?
I don't know. I think The Shining.
I think
don't
one.
fucking know.
I don't know. There was something called like 2001.
I don't even. You know what? I don't even like that one. I
Did
prefer.
that, right?
I prefer
Yeah.
2010.
2001, A Snooze Odyssey. Is that right?
Yeah,
Which is boring.
I think it's
Yeah.
2001, The Iliad and the Odyssey by Homer.
Okay,
That's a
yeah,
classic
that's
Greek
right.
tragedy.
No,
I
I
saw-
remember what you're talking about now. Yeah.
I saw apes
Yeah.
in the first 10 minutes. And I turned it off. It was so stupid. All right,
Yeah,
so
so dumb. They don't even talk. What the fuck?
it's so terrible. So stay tuned for that, guys, and we're really excited about that one. And you can, I guess you can find us on Facebook and Google Play and YouTube and iTunes and SoundCloud. Find us there, Entertournament Champions Podcast,
Or not.
or not. That's fine. I'm at Jeff Whitty, WIDDY on Twitter, and Letterboxd. I use that shit all the time. Go check that out. I'm obsessed with it. So,
Yeah, me too.
Kyle,
That's awesome.
Shit's fun.
you still streaming and stuff?
Yeah, I'm still streaming and stuff. So check me out there. I'm writing again and stuff. So check me out there, and you can check me up on Letterboxd as well. I think it's Ever Chosen.
Oh, nice.
I got a lot of stuff. Right.
Yeah.
there.
Yeah, I have
Check it
like
out.
50-something lists or some shit.
Yeah, I got too many lists. Yeah,
Way
it's,
too many.
It's
Yeah,
nuts.
53
I was
lists
going
right
back
now.
to like do all of our lists for all of our episodes between now and December, and I'm like, oh, I already did them.
Nice.
Wow.
Oh,
When did that
just kind of
happen?
landed on those topics.
Yeah,
Awesome.
well, great. Yeah.
I'm excited. And JD, you're at least on Letterboxd. You're there too.
Yeah, I'm doing that now. So that's exciting.
This is the Letterboxd podcast.
Yeah.
Lettercast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Littercursed.
I'm places and things. So
Oh yeah.
if you find me, good luck.
You are a noun.
Yeah,
So stay tuned for sci-fi. I'm super excited to talk about that. That's like my favorite genre of all time. So I'm excited to dive into that for the first time on this podcast because we'll probably talk about it way more.
Yeah.
So see you guys. A little bit. Ending a little bit later.